Hi, this is Kate. Welcome to In the Studio with Kate. Um, this is sort of week 49, and the only way I know that is I went back and checked on my blog, and I apparently skipped week 45. But to keep them in sequence, I'm just gonna keep it that way and figure that I will have done a year's worth of In the Studio with Kate at week 53, not week 52. So 45 is just going to be gone. Let's see. This week has been a little bit weird. My husband was doing some construction over the weekend, and it involved grinding down, leveling off some concrete in my basement, where my studio is, and he didn't close any of the doors, and so I had a layer of concrete dust on everything. So it's been kind of a chore trying to clean it all up. I bet I'm still not done, but I did enough so I could start getting some work done. So you never know what's going to happen. So this piece for the 13 Moons course with the goddess Ariad, I finished. Okay, it's a 2-piece spread, but this will be bound later, so that's why it's kind of not together. This side shows the spiral wheel that she's known for, and then I have the triple moon, the full moon, and the 2 crescents together, and then featuring the goddess herself, or my interpretation of her. And she does work with owl a lot, so, and nature. So that's kind of how I came up with what I did. So she was pretty satisfying to work on. I'm happy that she is now finished. Seemed like I worked on her in small bits for a really long time, so that feels good. It's always feeling good to finish off something that's been going on for a while. The other thing I have going is I'm about to take a trip out to Oregon to see my daughter. And my sister's coming, or I'm going to meet up with my sister there. And the Moon Aren't You is going on right now as well. So in that course, I always do a live painting session on the full moon. And so I'm going to be out in Oregon when that happens. So need to bring all my supplies. So I have ready. So I went to pack up my paintbrushes, and then I thought to myself, I don't know if you remember, way back earlier in the year, I made a paintbrush roll out of canvas and painted it, and it was kind of fun, but it really didn't work well for the holding the brushes. It held the brushes fine, but it was so stiff. And I tried washing it. I tried doing things to it. Nothing seemed to help. It was because I put gesso on the canvas. I think I should have just thrown paint on it, but you learn the hard way sometimes. So I made, so on Monday, I made a new brush roller holder, not roller, holder. This time I used fabric. I used cotton quilting fabric, and I put a little batting in between the layers to make it a little bit more sturdy. But this is the one I made. I'm just going to undo it. Got all my brushes in it right now. I just used scraps that I had. So it's this on the outside, and then that's this on the inside. So there's my brushes and my new holder, and it's going to work really well. So my advice is, if you do one of these and you want to do canvas, don't put gesso on the canvas. They are really quite simple to make, and they do the job great. So my brushes will be traveling in style. So that's my brush holder that I made. The other thing I've been trying to get to is a course with Pauline Agnew. She's an artist from Ireland who I've taken some things from before, and she was doing just this simple little, well, I thought it was going to be simple, but it's been quite a bit more than I thought it was going to be, which is awesome. Through Gina Oliver's site, and it's called Feel the Pose, and it's all about doing figurative drawings. So I did a bunch of them yesterday, and They're all going to be nude, so if you don't want to look at that, you should probably just end the video or whatever. Not that they're suggestive or anything, but we started out with this guy. And so there was the first one that I did, and his shape wasn't quite right. That was done in Stabilo pencil with a little water. The next time I drew him, I did it in charcoal. I got the curvature a little bit better. Sometimes it's just the pose you're looking to get, not necessarily details or how accurate you want it to be. You see the difference between the distance between his elbow and his knee. This was more correct than the first one. Then I did a bunch of different ones with this figure of a woman. Sometimes I made her fatter than others, and I can't think of which one I did first, because these are mostly done in different kinds of charcoal. I think I did this one first, because this one was done by doing shapes first and then blending the shapes inwards. I really like that way of doing it. This one was more get the gesture, or free flowing. It looks like I gave her some more weight, but you know, same picture as a reference. This one is more the size that she was, but I'm thinking that it's not as flowy to me. But yeah, also in charcoal, but you know, same, just redoing the figure, enjoying that process. Now this one was kind of distorted looking, but it was using ink, okay? It's using ink and a little bit of watercolor, but that's still that same position, you know, one leg doing one thing, one leg doing another, and one arm outstretched and her head kind of up. So I'm really enjoying this class. We're going to also do, I'm going to be doing some more with watercolor and some with charcoal and pastel, and then a full-size piece, which is going to be kind of fun. Anyways, that's what I've been doing this week. I hope you're having an opportunity to get into your studio and create any kind of art, as I always say. A little bit goes a long way. I do have, I guess I could share these about the black wing white. So now I have 3 different kinds of black wing pencils, and I do love these pencils. Highly recommend, if you ever see them anywhere, to grab one and try it out. You don't have to buy the whole box if you can find a store that's actually selling them loose, because some art stores will do that. But anyways, until next week. Next week I'm going to be in Oregon. I'm going to try to do in the studio on the road. I don't know if I have done anything or what I'll have to talk about, but if it turns out that the internet is an issue, I don't think it's going to be, but you never know on any given day. So if I'm not here next week, that's the reason why, but I will try to be. So until then, let's make art.